Just a quick overview of the MD-1. Going to go over some of the features that you should know about. Everything from on the discharge, on the section of the discharge, your manifolds are selectable. You can go, to the right, to the left. They're interchangeable, suction and discharge. A couple of the electronic features. Any of the features that you want to change here, the pump has to be in the off mode. It has to be displaying off. You have a flow verification sensor. You have a lock, so you can lock out if you have an operator that you're worried about touching something that they shouldn't be. You have a priming function, so if you hit prime, it'll run for 60 seconds and count down. A remote start-stop. The remote start-stop would be sent in through one of the cables on the side, the second one down, the 5-pin cable, and you can turn the pump on remotely from SCADA. And if the remote start-stop is on, the light will illuminate. But if you're in run mode, it will just say signal. It's waiting for a signal to turn it on. Turn it off. Up here we have your display. You can display in percent speed, RPMs, and if you've selected the milliamp signal, which you just hold, and then you let go, and it will go into milliamp, it would show you what the milliamp signal is. Right now there's nothing hooked up to it, so you won't see like 4 milliamps or 12 milliamps or whatever the milliamps might be. A couple of the other features, once you program this pump, if you're removing an LMI, let's say, that does 2.5 gallons an hour, you'll need to calculate the output of that LMI versus this particular pump. This particular pump does 7.7 gallons an hour. And to change that, what you would do is you hold the milliamp milliamp input button down. And you hold it for a good 5 seconds. And the number 4 will appear. That's setting your 4 milliamps. You set it at 0%. You hit it again, 20. Hit it a second time, 100%. But in this case, if we were replacing out, let's say, like I said, an LMI C911 that does 2.5 gallons an hour, we would just turn this down to roughly 36%, 36.6, and 1/3 of the output. And it would be pretty close, and you can calculate it out exactly. You'd hit it again, and then to get out of this mode, you hold down. Until the off comes back on. You saw the first time I held it for like 5 seconds. It was not quite enough. You need to go probably about 8 to 10 seconds. It'll be looking for a milliamp signal now, but let's say you don't want it in milliamp. Just hit manual adjust, and then manual adjust, you just go up or down depending upon how you want to set it, and that would be the output. You'd have to multiply that number in a decimal form times the 7.71, and that would give you the output of the pump. If you want more explanation on that, call me and I'll go over it with you. So that's the features. It tells you exactly how to do what I just told you, holding the milliamp input to set up the 4 to 20. Everything else is pretty straightforward. The connectors on the side, they actually have the pinout information right here, so you don't even need the manual for that. The pinouts are pretty clear. And the display, just to show you, it's illuminated with an LED. I'm going to start the pump, and as you can see, it's just an eccentric cam that goes back and forth. When the cam goes this way, this side is discharging. When it goes this way, this side is discharging. There's always one side drawing and one side discharging. There's no hoses, just 1, 2, 3, 4 check valves, and that's it. One other thing to keep in mind, this pump does not come with a foot valve, injection check valve, or the cables. You'll need to order those separately. And that's it.